Budmo, as you might be aware by now, is the online expert in terms of spare parts. If you want a spare part for your vehicle, they have it in their list. They have the most extensive spare parts catalog, right from the most affordable small car to the top of the line luxury car, you name the car, and they have the spare parts for it. And the best point is that they have the spare parts from a host of different component makers and different price segments for the same spare part. So if you want to buy a cheaper part from a different maker or a more expensive part from a different component maker, they have the option for you. And they also promise you 10 days assured return without any hassles. If you don't like the spare part, you can send it back and they'll return all the money to you in the first 10 days. So budmo.com is the name of the website. You can check them out on your iOS as well as Android devices as well.
Yes, it is indeed the brand new Swift, and what's there in it to be rightly called a brand new one? I'm going to tell you all about it. Can it be called a facelift? It can be called, but it is not a proper facelift. Maruti Suzuki has offered us an upgraded version by making small tweaks in the Swift, and I think this upgrade was long due and should have been done already. In case you are new to this channel, please subscribe to it right away because such automobile content should reach you first. Do comment below for any particular video you would like to see or any car to be featured on this channel. We shall certainly bring a review and an overview of the same. Anyway, let us first talk about the keys of the Swift and the changes in it. See, there's not much change except for a new touch of blue on the back. Otherwise, it's the same regular key fob which used to come with the Swift earlier also. There's only these two lock and unlock buttons on it. So let's go to the front profile and see the changes. The grille here is a completely new one, honeycomb design, and it's a completely new package without any chrome finishing or chrome work as you see in the Dzire. But there is a thin strip of chrome in between the grille which is looking good. The chrome look is not overdone at all, and except here you won't see chrome anywhere else on the car. The headlight unit you see here is the same which you might have seen in the Dzire and the old Swift. Below here you can see the reflector, and in the middle is the projector unit. The DRL section underneath has been blacked out, and even below that too it's darkened. It looks really good. The fit and finish of the Swift is still very good. You'll see the fog lamp unit further below, and it is also given a fully black finish. So overall some good additions are offered, hence that was a quick update. Let me tell you what has been changed on the side profile. Actually, there's not really a big visible change for you to see except for a mechanical change, and that is the ventilated disc brake. The size of this ventilated disc brake and the rear drum brake has been increased as told to the sales executives here in training. The increase in size of ventilated disc brake helps in better biting point for efficient braking. Dual tone structure here as well. The tires are 185 by 65 radial 15 inches along with the same McPherson strut. Just have a look at the floating design. Looks really good on this. A, B and C pillars have been blacked out, hence the roof gets a floating structure. The ORVM comes in body color with integrated turn indicators. The door handlebars is in body color as well, and the rear door regulator is in full black finish. Over here, a center antenna has been offered. What are the changes in the rear section? Well, not much that you will get to see because there are no cosmetic changes except for the LED tail light unit, the LED structures, the turn indicator and reverse light. And there are 4 parking sensors on offer. Well, cars in this segment only get 2 parking sensors, but yes, Maruti Suzuki has added 4 parking sensors, which I really appreciate. The Swift and Suzuki logos are over here. Above here is the high mounted stop lamp. Here is the jet, the defogger and the wiper set over here. Now let us access the boot. It is not really big but decent enough to pack 3 to 4 suitcases here. Here is an illumination unit supposed to be regulated manually because it does not have auto on or off. A hook is given over here. And on this side you can access the toolkit. The loading lip is something like this, quite a big loading lip. The base is fully flattened, and offered here are the seats that can be split in a ratio of 60 by 40. There are 2 grab handles provided here to easily shut the boot. Now let's close it and get inside the car. The door gets a single tone treatment and the ORVM and window panels are over here. This gets a chrome finish. The speaker and tweeter set can be seen here. The B and C pedals are offered here. 6-way adjustable seats. The design and fabric of the seats have been retained. But let me tell you about the changes to the steering wheel. So basically, there's not much of a change cosmetically. It's the same steering that is offered in Swift as well as in Desire. It's the same unit, controls on both the left and the right. Left side controls are connected to the infotainment system and the right side controls connected to the instrument cluster and MID system. The steering gets a leatherette touch and flat bottom. Mechanically, what has changed is that it is now smoother, and the smoothness is the result of some enhancements in its mechanicals. If you look at the MID, it is more colorful. A colorful TFT MID has been offered now, because of which it now looks more entertaining and really looks good actually. Here you will be able to see the dials. It has tachometer, RPM meter and temperature gauge. Over here fuel gauge and speedometer, and in between is the TFT MID, which displays the power and torque. This is where you can control it from. Different options to choose. You can either change it from this switch or from steering mounted controls. Things like switching on and off, the cruise control, etc. are some of the things you can access from here. The engine start stop button and rest of the controls are below. The change here is that it is a new infotainment system. However, the graphics are the usual that you see in a regular Maruti Suzuki, and the buttons are really smooth now, and I think that the touch response has been worked upon. This Smart Play infotainment system comes with Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. Below here, the dials look really good. Auto button here, modes switch, on and off button, and AC switch offered here. A 12 volt DC supply and a USB aux have been given here, and there is some cavity here. Along with that, you will see that this model offers an AMT gearbox. This is the ZXi Plus, which we are reviewing right now. There is a satin finish over here. Plastic quality is still on the harder end. The fit and finish is decent and doesn't pose any problem. And over here is the glove box, which is not cooled, but it is of a decent size. You get a regular manual IRVM. The card holder is here, and over this side is the mirror and the grab handle on this side and not on the driver's side obviously. In terms of comfort, I can feel it to be really good with a good under thigh support. You can change the recline angle, and by the way, these are 6-way adjustable seats. Okay, now I shall go over to the rear section to see what all are offered there. So basically at the back there is no AC vent, but its primary AC is sufficient enough that you won't really need it in the rear seat. Ample amount of knee room, decent amount of leg room, and the shoulder room is also good. Enough space for 4 people here. The under thigh support is amazing, and here you won't face any problem regarding thigh support. In fact, the headroom is also decent enough. But if your height is 6 feet or more, then you might have some issues. But it easily accommodates anyone measuring 5'10", 5'11", or even max 6 feet. You get adjustable headrests, quite a big headrest, and here are the grab handles which are offered without any coat hook. So overall it has good enough room, decent space for 4 people. Slight floor hump is visible over here, and here a can holder has been offered. Now let's talk about its mechanics and what all are the changes. I like the changes, and the best improvement I found is that it's dual jet engine, which you might have seen in the Baleno, and now it has been introduced in this. Earlier it produced 82 bhp, but now it churns out 6 bhp more, that is 88 bhp. Same torque figure of 113 Newton meters. And this is a padding over here. So yes, overall a good upgrade in mechanics. Now if I talk about the mileage, there has been an improvement in that too. Earlier it was around 21.5 or 21.2 ARI figures, and now it is 23.2 ARI figures, which is an advantage of 2 kilometers more. Another factor is that the safety standards have increased in this car, And you'll notice that if you are buying an AMT or automatic, then you get options of Hill HSA and ESP, which means you will not face problems while driving uphill or downhill. The car will not move ahead or backwards, and electronic stability program will help the vehicle stability around the corners. So yes, that was a quick video on the upgrades on this Swift. I have shared about 6 to 7 updates with you. Its price starts from rupees 5.73 lakhs ex showroom, and with all the upgrades it is quite a worthy package. So guys, for now that's it in this video. How did you find this video? Do let me know in the comment section. See you in another new video. Until then, bye bye. Take care.